Islam Dwayne Baffabe. It is October the 23rd, 2019. Right now, I'm at social services, and I am about to turn in my information. What I'm doing is turning in my court order name change because it asked. I thought my appointment was today, October the 23rd, 2019, but it was yesterday, October the 22nd, 2019. So I'm a day late, but I sincerely thought it was today. So as I reread it, I saw, for whatever reason, so that's my original court order name change, so they can know that there has been a change in my name. I'm turning in this information here. I'm not turning in my check stubs. I'm going to turn in my check stubs next Wednesday, or the next day I'm off when I get paid. So I have 2 consecutive check stubs that is exhibiting my true, more approximate my true hours. I didn't work yesterday because Burger King, they said that Tuesdays they gave it to they removed me off the schedule on a Tuesday. When I spoke to CJ, he said that that's the owner's son. He went through saying that he needed someone that could come in. When they asked me approximately a month and a half ago, he didn't say a month and a half ago. I said no, I couldn't work on a Wednesday, and I told him, I said, then I was asked again shortly after, or whether a week and a half, 2 weeks after, and I worked. So I didn't understand, but so I don't work on Tuesdays. And I told him that, and I showed him, and he said he needs someone to be scheduled that can work, not someone that can come in when they can. So I did give them an official letter stating that I can work Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. that's open to 4 p.m. Fridays from 7 a.m. to 3. That's the holy day for Hebrew Muslims, Moorish Americans, all over, in many nations all over the earth. Moorish American being our nationality. And Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on Sundays, as always, I need off. In over 3.5 years approximately, I have never worked on a Sunday, but I was asked to come in on a Sunday for the and I said I could for them recently. I think it was last Sunday or Sunday before last, and I did, but I told them I can't do it. I don't do that normally. And so that was the first Sunday I worked, and that goes the same with Arrington-Bey. He doesn't work on Sundays, and he's off at 3 p.m. as well on Fridays, or around between 3 and 3:15, 3:30 p.m. Because on Fridays are holy days for Moorish Americans. So I didn't understand why I was removed from the schedule on Tuesday, but I know Burger King in Edgewater also. So I don't know. I just told you why they said it was done, but I was a little upset about it because my rent is approximately $840 a month, and it's a little, and so right now I receive $131 in food stamps because earlier this year, on January, I was removed from the schedule on Wednesday, and I was told because of the budget. So I started off working for Burger King, earning money there as a Hebrew Muslim, my nationality Moorish American, in 2016. And I was working Monday through Friday from 8 to 3, and I would come in on Saturdays when they need me. So a lot of times I worked 6 days a week when I first came, when I started working there. And then they, some days they didn't need me. They said they didn't need me on Saturdays. And then this past January of 2019, approximately, I was removed from the schedule on Wednesday because, and I didn't have much notice, and this is not because I'm just documenting, giving testimony. It's because of the budget, and Miss Phyllis, she's a black female or African American unless you claim a nationality. That would be description. Unless you claim a nationality, that would be her description. Told me that they didn't need me on Wednesdays anymore. And she mentioned, and she said because of the budget, even though Monday through Friday from 8 to 3 I wasn't in overtime, because they actually before that I had they said they didn't need me on Saturdays anymore because Saturdays were pretty much taken care of. So I didn't work 6 days for a while. So I think that had started in 2018 during the summertime. So I was just working Monday through Friday constantly from 8 to 3. And then this past January, I was told that I needed to, that I was being removed from the schedule on Wednesday because of the budget, but I wasn't in overtime. I didn't understand why. I didn't have much notice. I still have the same rent pay. In fact, the rent went up. The rent went up I was told, for everybody that domiciles there. So I was a little upset. I was really upset, but I made adjustments. And it took a while for the social services to give me the food stamps this past year. So I had to make adjustments with food, and I was only working 4 days per week. So I went through a lot of turning in information over and over again and not getting food stamps. So working 4 days a week, I was like, really, it was in a bind, but we made it through. So, and she did mention, Miss Phillips, when she said something about government shutdown, but she didn't say that was the reason why. Sometimes when she got angry, she brought up having another day removed from me. It seemed like she was irritated, but I didn't understand why. And I was like, and she would say something in reference, quote unquote, something about removing another day from me. And I couldn't understand why, and I asked her to repeat herself sometimes. I was like, first she said a few times, I ignored it, but then I noticed she said it again, and this is after Wednesdays were removed from me. And I didn't understand why, because I was working hard. Whatever Miss Phyllis tells me to do, or any manager, I try to do. I don't know them personally, and I have never implied I want to get them to know them personally. But as a Moorish American, implementing constitutional law, and which gives me more encouragement to be a respectful citizen, a productive citizen on this landmass. The teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali through Moorish American Natural Republic is encouraged to respect those that are around you and their boundaries. So I always respect, and I was thankful to be earning money at Burger King. But so hopefully, so what I did was gave them, so my Wednesdays were removed. But then I was asked about them. So hopefully now that I gave them a statement stating when I can work, which is Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 4, Friday from 7 a.m. to 3, and this is p.m., not in the morning, and Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then be off on Sunday. I would have those hours. So once again, right now I receive $131 in food stamps. My food stamps were lower than that when I was working 5 days a week. When I was working 6 days a week, they were lower than that. They were I think I was receiving $15 in food stamps when I was working 6 to 5 days a week. Then when they removed Wednesdays from me, when they removed Saturdays from me, my food stamps went up to $81 per week. Then when they removed Wednesdays, my food stamps went up to $131 per week. So now I gave them a statement saying that the days and hours I can work, which haven't changed, they changed them on their own. And what I did on Wednesday started to use those days for something else that I needed to do in reference to my nationality and completing the process of naturalization as a Moorish American, and studying constitutional law, my history as a Moorish American, and many other productive things and educational things as a Moorish American. So, but I still accepted, and I came in, and I came into work when they asked recently in the past month. And so now I'm going, just last week, this was this past Thursday, CJ, the manager Diamond said, look at your schedule, and it showed that Tuesdays were removed from me. So, and I spoke to CJ when he came in, and he told me what I just said in so many words, and I responded, and he said, okay. And then he came back and said something. He spoke of how he want me to work, and I told him I was going to write down my schedule and give it to them so they'll know that the availability that I can work. And I did, and it is hanging. When I left Monday, it was hanging up in the office at Burger King. And he said, okay. When I told him that I would write down my schedule, and even when I told him the availability, he said, okay. But he said he just needs someone that can be scheduled on these days, not someone that could just come in when they can. I said, okay. And I reminded him about how the sequence of events of days being removed from me in a short amount of time. I didn't say a short amount of time, but he knows, because he is, I'm pretty sure, because he knows if he's doing the schedule. I didn't know he did the schedule, but they said, I think it was implied that CJ does the schedule. So hopefully, I'm not sure. But anyway, Islam. So now I'm going into social services to turn in my application for recertification of food stamps. And once again, at this moment, October 23rd, 2019, I received $131. So, and also I'm turning in the new change of my court order name change, and to Bay. And then after this, I'm going to the circuit courts to check on the motion of revisory that Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, did to have the court order name change incorporate our racial designation, or our race being Asiatic, and our political status as white, Islam. Might be gas. Yeah. I think it's best.
Yes, I did. Well, last time you talked to Stanley. Crazy, huh? No, I ain't trying to stand in a minute now, man. But, no, man, she had used the bathroom. Oh, I had to. In the bathroom gas station closed. They could have went into the church. Oh, right there, I was standing there. Oh, man.